Top 10 ships for the month of February 2019. I want to thank everyone that liked the last ships video. I haven't done a lot of them, but it seems like I got a lot of positive response for the one that I did in November, and a lot has changed with ships. And I gotta say, there's a lot of frustrations with ships, and for me, that has to do with the gearing of the underlying characters. And that's the reason why I don't like ships. And it's just frustrating. And the speed of the ships directly relates to the number of Gear 12 Plus pieces and whether you put 6-dot mods, which is very important on Biston's ship in the current meta with Hound's Millennium Falcon. So a lot has changed since a couple months because the Millennium Falcon came out, and this ship is no doubt amazing. Right behind me, Hound's Millennium Falcon. Now, the thing I like about the Falcon is that underlying characters is Raid Han and Raid Chewie, or Legendary Chewie. They're both amazing characters. They're absolutely top tier characters, and so the ship is top tier. And gearing up all of these characters and this ship is not a problem. And it's absolutely dominant right now. Hound's Millennium Falcon does so many good things, but it mostly has to do with the basic attack on this ship. Deal damage to target enemy and call another random rebel ally to assist. And this works even when he attacks out of turn. So having the Falcon assist will trigger this effect as well. And it's just amazing. Target lock for 2 turns on a critical hit. And if the allied capital ship is a rebel, dispel all buffs on target enemies. So you have to run in with Akbar. And of course, outmaneuver is amazing, where he can basically becomes untargetable, which is a very good thing. Legendary ship that requires bounty hunters, and we're going to talk about the bounty hunters in this video too, because Houndstooth without a doubt makes the list, and so does Slave 1. Next, we have to talk about the Ghost, and the Ghost without the Falcon, frankly, is not that great, but I don't have a problem recommending this ship because it's Phoenix, and I think people should be getting Phoenix and gearing Phoenix anyways, to get Thrawn, to get Palpatine, to get the Chimera. So Phoenix are just kind of like a staple in this game. They're also useful in territory wars. So the Ghost and the Phantom actually get my blessing and make this list. Plus, they're very effective with the current meta with the Han's Falcon. Very good. The kit itself is okay. The main thing that I like on this kit is Static Jammer. You can target the Falcon with this ability and it just does tons of damage, almost always one shots. And plus there's some monster AoE, which I think is very good also. Plus there's a 50% chance to get the assist from the Falcon. All around good stuff, and plus I don't regret gearing up these characters. They're useful in most parts of the game. Houndstooth. I just want to say I think this and the Falcon are kind of tie for the best ship in the game right now. Houndstooth is the best tank. Boy, he can take so much damage. Plus, Bosk is a good character. Plus, it's required to get the Falcon. This is a no-brainer ship early on. And plus, you can farm Bosk and the Houndstooth on the same node. No regrets upgrading Bosk as high as possible. Super tanky. Does so many amazing things. This is just a no-brainer ship. Let's go to the next one, which is the Phantom. And again, for the same reason I like the Ghost, I also like the Phantom. But the main thing I like about the Phantom is the way that it reinforces. Phantom 2 gains stealth advantage offense up for 2 turns and reduces the cooldown of call reinforcement on the allied capital ship by 1. So if you call in the Phantom 2 as your first reinforcement, the next time that the capital ship goes is going to be another reinforcement. That is why this is such a good ship. And frankly, before the Falcon, it was a pretty good ship, but with the Falcon and being a synergy there with the Rebels, of course, that has to make the list, and it's very good because then you can immediately reinforce another ship, which is amazing. Again, the characters, especially Ezra, is a no-brainer to upgrade. Ezra is useful in Jedi teams. Not going to ever regret upgrading Ezra. Take him as high as possible. One of those staple characters that I highly recommend in the game. Next on the list is the TIE Advanced. TIE Advanced is not a legendary ship, but it was kind of a hard to acquire ship. And Darth Vader's ship has so many amazing things, kind of fallen out of favor. But if you don't have the Millennium Falcon, I would highly suggest using the TIE Advanced. Basic attack goes through foresight and issues out target lock. Can't be evaded or resisted. He has a way of clearing away positive status effects. The damage output on this ship is amazing. And he's actually a fairly useful ship if you reinforce, because you get to inflict damage over times. All around, an amazing ship. Does tons of damage. Highly recommend the TIE Advanced. Kind of fallen out of favor just a little bit since the Falcon has come out, but definitely useful in territory wars and having two really good ship teams. Can't recommend the TIE Advanced enough. Slave 1. Again, Boba Fett, the underlying character is amazing. Plus, the Slave 1 is required for the Falcon. Plus, the underlying character is useful in so many different parts of the game. And for a long time, this is one of the best reinforcement ships. Falcon kind of changed things a little bit, but I still want to recommend the Slave 1. I really like the reinforcement. Slave 1 gains taunt, retribution, protection up for 2 turns. Critical hit immunity for 3 turns. Flicked ability block on target enemy for 1 turn, which pairs so well with Biggs. He can do AoE potentially with that move right there. And then this also is AoE, which there's a cooldown on this, but it's a very good ability. Slave 1 is a no-brainer ship. Highly recommend it. Plus, it's very easy to acquire. Next, we have to talk about Biston's U-Wing. Now, this is the first ship on the list that I absolutely hate the underlying characters. They're terrible. They're garbage. But this ship right here is just required in the current meta to go first. And the bad thing about this, too, is that pretty much have to get the Pathfinder up to like gear 10 minimum to use this ship so that it's fast enough and faster than the Millennium Falcon. I made a video all about how ships speeds is affected by mods and gears. Links up here in the top right hand corner. And it was mostly about getting this ship fast enough to take out the team turn 1. I don't recommend this ship early, and I don't recommend this ship if you do not have the Falcon. But once you have the Falcon and you're doing mirror matches, unfortunately, Biston's U-Wing and the turn meter that it creates is vital for winning the match. I'm not going to go a lot into detail of this because actually I really hate both these characters and I hate gearing them up. And this ship right here is the reason why I don't like ships. And I could have put Genosians on this list, but I did not. I don't like the underlying characters. I don't want to talk about Genosians. And I'm lucky that in my personal account, I completely bypassed the Genosians altogether. Although Sun Fact is the best of the 3, and I probably should have did Sun Fact. It's another story, another time. Let's keep moving on. And we got to talk about Biggs. And for the longest time, I called Biggs the best ship in the game. Right now, I'd say Hound's Tooth is a better ship on its own. But with the Millennium Falcon and being that Biggs is a rebel, Biggs has made a comeback. And I think Biggs is superior to Hound's Tooth when used with the Millennium Falcon. It mostly has to do with all the protection that Big Ship gains whenever target lock is put out there. Big's Darklighter X-Wing recovers 40% protection and taunts for 2 turns whenever another enemy becomes target locked. And there's a million ways of getting target lock. And prior to Hound's Tooth, this was the way to go, even with Vader's TIE Advanced and Boba Fett's Slave 1. Now it has to do with the Millennium Falcon, and I just think that's amazing. Plus, I think Biggs is a good underlying character to get early in the game. Wedge and Biggs, the Danger Zone, are both very good characters. Kind of staples in this game. Next, we have to talk about Lando's Millennium Falcon, and I only put this on the list here because of its reinforcement ability. And I just want to talk briefly about this. Now, this I put here because I'm looking forward. I think this ship is going to be good for a long time. Falcon gains critical damage up for 2 turns, copies all buffs on all other ships for 2 turns. The Falcon also takes a bonus turn for each reinforcement previously called in by the allied capital ship in this encounter. So having this as like your last reinforcement, usually he will come in and sweep up and win the entire battle. And I keep hearing amazing things about this ship. Plus, I think this ship is going to be useful regardless of what happens in the meta. Now, no real place right now currently for young Lando Calrissian, or I like to call him Childish Landino, but L3 is a very good droid. Really like L3's kit. A lot of things to say. And then lastly, we had to put the Chimera. Chimera is the legendary capital ship, best capital ship in the game. Plus, Thrawn is probably the single best standalone character in the entire game. So there's no reason not to get this ship and upgrade it and use it. Even though I'm running home run in the arena right now, I run the Chimera almost always inside of territory wars. There's a lot of really good things I could say about this ship. Plus, it's unlockable with Rebel ships, and so there's a lot of reasons that this is the best ship. So, and right now, I think Home 1 is only being used because of the Falcon, and if it wasn't for the Falcon, Home 1 was not a good ship. All right, guys, let me know what you think about all of this. I'm liking ships more a little bit now. And I'm actually, in my personal account, I'm going after the Biston U-Wing, and it really kills me to upgrade those 2 underlying characters, but that ship is just so important. Okay, well now it's time for the giveaway. And I've given this away so many times, but I have to do it again because I just think it's funny. I really hope you liked this video today. And if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting a free 8-star ship in your account. That's right, you'll be getting a free 8-star Ewok hang glider.
This is not a scam.
I don't know why, it's just funny to me. I know I've used that at least 2 other times. All right, guys, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.